felt bad for them kids. Like, and then she was pregnant on top of that. So I'm just glad they caught somebody for it.
A relief for neighbors who say the street hasn't been the same since the June 13th fire tore through the row home.
It's very depressing, and the street has had like a very ominous vibe since everything happened.
Many leaving gifts outside the home, building a memorial for the victims, and praying for the recovery of those who managed to escape.
It was just horrific. I just heard somebody screaming when she jumped out the window, the lady, and she had the baby cradled in her arms, and the whole house just went.
"31-year-old Ashley Thompson was a devoted mother, cherished daughter, and beloved friend whose warmth and strength touched everyone around her. A mother whose children were the center of her world, Ashley found deep joy and purpose in raising her children. Her heart overflowed with love and hope as she prepared to welcome a third child. She was 8 months pregnant and eagerly anticipating the newest addition to her growing family. Life seemed to be moving in a hopeful direction. Her children were healthy and thriving, and her oldest son had just graduated, filling her with pride. As the day came to a close, Ashley and her young children settled in for the night, unaware that a tragic and devastating turn of events was about to unfold, forever altering the course of their lives. In the early hours of June 13th, just before 5 a.m., firefighters responded to an emergency call reporting a house fire on the 2500 block of North Corley Street, located in Philadelphia's Strawberry Mansion neighborhood. Upon arriving at the scene, they were met with a chaotic and harrowing sight, a row home engulfed in flames and panic in the air as residents and neighbors looked on in shock. Emergency crews rushed to contain the blaze as they navigated the tight residential street, working swiftly to prevent the fire from spreading to adjacent homes.
Deadly fire that killed a pregnant woman and her 2 young children. 2 others were hurt when the home went up in flames in Strawberry Mansion earlier this month.
The fire was extinguished within 15 minutes, but the damage it left behind was devastating. Firefighters discovered that 5 individuals had been inside the home at the time of the blaze, 2 adults and 3 children. Tragically, 2 of the children, 4-year-old Aliyah Thompson and 6-year-old Asad Thompson Newell, succumbed to their injuries and were pronounced dead after being rushed to the hospital. Their mother, 31-year-old Ashley Thompson, who was 8 months pregnant, died at the scene. Her body was found in a second-floor bedroom where the fire is believed to have started. Miraculously, a 2-year-old child and a 54-year-old woman, later identified as the children's grandmother, survived the fire after the grandmother leapt from a second-story window, clutching the toddler in her arms. Both were rescued and are currently in stable condition. The grandmother was soon identified as the sister of one of the suspects, meaning her daughter and grandchildren were the victims of what authorities now believe was a deliberate act of arson. 2 individuals, 67-year-old Charles Sumter and 44-year-old Flight Newell, were arrested in connection with the fire. Investigators believe Newell had an ongoing dispute over the ownership of the row house and may have been motivated by a bitter inheritance conflict. According to family members, the feud between Newell and her sister had been festering for over a year. Ashley's mother, Sherry, told reporters that Flight had repeatedly made threats, including a chilling warning that she would burn the house with her in it. Despite Sherry's reports to authorities, no action was taken in time to prevent the tragedy. On the day of the fire, police spoke with both suspects, but it wasn't until several days later that arrest warrants were issued. Law enforcement officers took Sumter and Newell into custody at a residence on the 2800 block of West Albert Street. The tragedy has left the entire neighborhood in a state of sorrow and disbelief. Residents say the block hasn't felt the same since the incident. One neighbor described the atmosphere as heavy, somber, and eerily silent. The sense of loss is overwhelming. A touching and emotional tribute from Ashley's cousin circulated on social media, capturing the heartbreak so many are feeling. Love on your family while they are still here. I have cousins I'll never get to love on or see grow, will never get to make any more memories. Ashley Charisse, I will never be the same. You, Asad, and Aliyah broke me with this one. It doesn't matter how many small, happy moments I have. When the dust settles, I have to come to terms with never having you all in my life again. It will just be memories. I can't accept that. Our bond was so different. I'm going to need as much strength from God to heal from this. As the community mourns the lives lost, questions remain about how such a horrific act could have been prevented and how justice will ultimately be served for the lives so cruelly taken.
They was our family. It's neighbors, but at the end of the day, they family. That's what we do. We treat each other like family on this block.
Neighbors learned today it may have been a family squabble over this house that may have been the motive for the arson turned multiple murder. They also learned the identities of the two accused of starting the fire. 44-year-old Flight Newell and 67-year-old Charles Sumter. Does it make you feel any better that two people were arrested for this?
Yeah, because I feel better if they arrested because I feel like it was bad for them to take their lives like that, especially little babies.
That don't make it no better because them lives is gone. But I'm glad they caught him, though.
Philadelphia police sources say the oldest survivor of the fire here, the 54-year-old grandmother who leapt with a 2-year-old in her arms from a window, is the sister of the woman charged and believed to be battling over inheriting the row house. Hearing that there's arrest made, does that bring any relief to you? Does it make it any better?
It do, but they don't bring them back. That's a good thing, that you got somebody that did something so, like, simple-minded, evil, off the streets, but at the end of the day, can't bring them kids back, so.
Tonight, children's stuffed animals protected in plastic from the rain are here at the burned-out home on North Corley Street to remember the youngest victims, 4-year-old Aliyah Thompson Newell and 6-year-old Asad Thompson, killed in the fire along with their mother, 32-year-old Ashley Thompson, who Philadelphia police say was 8 months pregnant.
It's the saddest thing that happened to this neighborhood.
In Strawberry Mansion, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.
In the wake of the tragedy, the family has launched a GoFundMe campaign to help cover the funeral and memorial expenses for all 3 victims, Ashley Thompson and her 2 young children, Aliyah and Asad. The loss has placed an immense emotional and financial burden on the grieving family. As of June 28th, the fundraiser had gathered approximately $1,900, a modest sum that reflects both the urgency of the situation and the community's desire to support those left behind. The family continues to appeal to the public for help as they prepare to lay their loved ones to rest. Meanwhile, the legal case is progressing. Charles Sumter and Flight Newell have both been formally charged in connection with the fire. The charges include murder and a series of other serious offenses related to the fatal blaze. As the investigation moves forward and court proceedings begin, the community continues to grapple with the emotional aftermath. For many, the house now stands not just as a burned shell, but as a symbol of profound loss, unanswered warnings, and the need for justice. Rest in peace to all of the victims.